Hi everyone, thank you so much for checking out another video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am going to recap Kandi and the Gang episode 2. I know that I'm a few days late. The next episode will come on in about 3 more days, but I definitely had a week where I was focused on work, and so I wanted to jump in and provide another video for the channel. The episode opens up. We see Dom, Unique, and Brandon. They went out on a date. I know at this point it's Friday Eve, as I'm uploading this video. So I'm sure you've watched other recaps. You may have even watched the episode yourself also. So you know about the date between Dom, Unique, and Brandon. And we learned that Dom Unique is focused on her dance career. Her goal is to tour with Beyonce. I think that that is an exciting goal. In college, I did not major in dance or theater. I've never been a professional dancer, so I don't know how lofty that goal is, but we all know Beyonce is amazing, so that sounds like a great goal to me. Now, Dominique explained that she actually made the cut for Kandi's dungeon party. And I love how, how focused she is. And even more, I love how she wouldn't let Brandon kiss her on the first date. She curved him pretty good. He was pretty audacious for thinking that he could kiss her. I'm sure he was not expecting to be rejected, especially on camera. But I'm glad that Dominique stuck to her standards and how she chooses to, be handled by a man, especially in the beginning. So kudos to her. Also in this episode, we learn about a couple of Kandi's cousins who work for her at the restaurant. One is Patrick. He manages the parking lot at OLG. I'm assuming he's probably over all of the valet workers and make sure that, no bad things are taking place to the customers' vehicles in the parking lot. That's an important job. His apartment is actually right behind the restaurant. So he can't ever be late, in my opinion. If you live right behind the restaurant, there would be no excuses for bad attendance, okay? So he's actually roommates with his cousin Melvin. So they are the grandkids of Aunt Bertha. And Patrick explained in his confessional that one of his parents and one of Melvin's parents are, siblings, sister and brother. So that makes sense. Melvin is the cook at the OLG. So Patrick used to date Chandrika for about 4 months, but according to her, she wanted a man with a little bit more experience. So I guess Patrick could not satisfy Chandrika. And I mean, she was being honest. I actually sell bedroom candy, in my personal time. I love it so. It is so much fun, okay? I have Instagram pages. I have a public Facebook page, a private Facebook page dedicated to bedroom candy. And I believe that, a woman deserves the big O. You work every day, you may even have kids and take care of a family, and you deserve that big O, however you're going to get it. If there is an actual person who can satisfy you, or a bedroom candy toy. And if you want me to do a virtual party for you, I go live sometimes on my social media pages, holla at me, okay? And she also explained, Chandrika, that she has been with her fiance for 2 years. Okay, so Mama Joyce, she loves Melvin. She said that he has her heart because he is such a hard worker. And I kind of felt that too. I could feel that he's like a family-oriented person. He seems like a teddy bear type of guy. And I just hope he has good work-life balance. As I was watching this episode of Kandi and the Gang, I did sense like, I wonder, does Melvin have good work-life balance? It seems like he works a lot of overtime and he's at the restaurant all the time. I do see where Kandi honors a person's hard working for her businesses, but I do think that she probably runs you thin when you are a hard worker as soon as she senses that. And Torrin has said that before as well. That's why he quit OLG, because he was doing their Friday night lives as well as working his normal shift for OLG, and it was just a lot. So I do think that that's a pattern amongst the hard-working employees. So Kandi paid for Melvin to go to culinary school. And again, that's her seeing, some potential in him. At least now he can say he graduated from culinary school and he has experience in the field. So that's a blessing. Say what you want about Kandi, but her businesses are successful. She has multiple streams of income and she seems to honor if you work hard for her. So I have to give her that. And he started out as a dishwasher at the restaurant. So then we have another relative of Kandi's who, her name is Kim. She is the niece of Mama Joyce. And she once worked for OLG as a manager. Remember in episode 1, Chandrika pointed out that OLG has had several managers. She thinks it's because they cannot manage the people. So that was red flag number 1. One of those managers that have rotated in and out was actually a family member of Kandi's named Kim. And she said that she quit OLG because Mama Joyce would insert herself in her work duties, including cursing her out, telling her to tell the employees to take care of the kitchen because this was her restaurant, okay? And I don't want to curse like on YouTube because I'm still learning about the parameters and I don't want YouTube to get mad at me and like not offer up my videos. So yeah, I have to be corny about it, you guys. But I could totally see that. I absolutely believe the niece. But here's where the niece gets problematic. So once she was frustrated and ready to quit, according to Mama Joyce, she actually turned to the employees and said, I'm walking out and who's coming with me? Almost as if she was trying to unionize OLG, I'm kind of being dramatic with that. Or it was more so like she perhaps wanted to be a little vengeful and she wanted to see the restaurant kind of in a bind if several people quit. Now that's not cool. I know it sucks when you've been disrespected and you feel used and abused, but we as human beings, we have to work hard at not trying to be vengeful and trying to reciprocate that energy. I know also we here, keep that same energy. And if you give me that energy, I'm going to give it back. But there is one thing to like go back and curse Mama Joyce out just like she did you. It's a totally another thing to say, and I'm going to try and talk to some employees into walking out with me. I kind of felt like that was probably being more vengeful than just wanting to check Mama Joyce and defend herself. But I totally believe the niece because she was so hurt and so passionate during the interaction. Kandi did say to her that she was irritated upon learning that she was telling people to walk out with her. And I guess they had their relative Winnie, who sounds like, according to Kandi, she must have a calm spirit, very self-controlled, and a lot of patience, where she doesn't really act like the rest of the family members once they're angry, but she's like the glue. Once they've broken apart, she tries to glue them back together. So the niece ended up yelling at Mama Joyce, "Go to church," so I guess like that was like her way of saying Mama Joyce doesn't have a lot of morals, or she needs some help, but I totally believe her. But at the end of that scene, they were cool again. Okay. So some of the staff from OLG, they ended up hanging out one night, and Chandrika clarifies that she makes $12 an hour and that some retail stores, including Family Dollar, pay $15 an hour. She also states that minimum wage is nearly $15.50 an hour, but like Kandi points out, Chandrika has poor attendance. And also, Chandrika, what I want to point out about retail is that that's not an easy business to work in, darling. That is a much more physical job. So it should pay at least $15 an hour. Also, retail store managers, at least some of the drugstores, at least in Michigan, they make, at least almost 40 grand a year. And that takes skill set to manage people like you, Chandrika. So I doubted that if you were to try to leave OLG and go into retail, that you would qualify for one of those positions that would pay that higher monthly higher hourly wage. So now also, Chandrika, that would require you to be lifting inventory. You would have to be much more interactive with the customer. You would be taking care of their money, cash handling. Can you do that? No shade, are you good at counting? Versus being a greeter, you just have to say hi. I'm sure they gave you the job because you're cute, but with jobs, you have to have a certain skill set. I'm not saying that you ain't got it, but I just wanted to point that out to you. All right, so back to my notes, and I'm at the point of talking about Philip, okay? So with Philip, I'll go ahead and start out with the positive. Philip is seeing a fine Brazilian man named Felipe or Philippe. He cares for Felipe, and they've been seeing each other for about a year. I'm actually hoping to see more Felipe, and I'm hoping that in the scenes that we see Felipe, he's calming Philip down. Maybe he's telling Philip, you might want to treat others the way that you want to be treated in return. You don't want to come off like you're better than the, hourly workers. Perhaps, honey, maybe try a different approach, things like that, because that's what Philip needs to hear. So then we see Philip sitting down with Torin. Torin seems to be like really laid back, not really grouchy. I think he's pretty reasonable. He'll treat others the way that he wants to be treated in return. And Philip was so rude to him. Now remember, in episode 1, Kandi said in one of her confessionals that she really appreciates Torin and she wants him to come back to the restaurant. So to me, the owner, if she wants you, I think it's pretty safe to say that you have the job. Torin has already proven himself performance-wise. That's why the owner wants him back. However, when Torin sat down with Philip, Philip was so rude. He was almost talking to him like in a very jacked up job interview, like the job wasn't his. Torin remained professional. I thought that he was articulate and swift with his responses. He ultimately told Philip, follow up with Kandi in regards to my employment here. She said that I have the job. Torin did not lie. I fully support him, and Philip really couldn't say much in that scene because Torin did not move the way Chandrika would have moved, and Torin had the details, and he had the tea, which was Kandi wanted him back. So that's the end of my notes, y'all. I know that by this point, it's Thursday evening after the second episode aired on a Sunday. I know you have watched the episode probably more than once, and you've watched a ton of recaps. So you know what happened, but those are some of the highlights for me from that episode. Please let me know in the comments what other highlights, really stood out for you about the show. So far, it's giving, it's definitely entertaining, and I love hearing about, Black women who are taking care of their multiple streams of income, and Dominique, trying to meet her goals. So I hope she does get to tour for Beyonce. And most of all, thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe, please share my video. As shy as I am, I do enjoy giving my take on my favorite TV shows. Take good care. Bye-bye.